Hey everybody, this is Ryan. Welcome back. Welcome to the investing channel. In my last video, I started talking about that I bought some more silver recently, and the video started to run a little bit long. So I thought, why don't I just do a full video on it? Okay. So that's what this is about right here. So I want to talk about why adding silver to your investment portfolio might be a benefit to you, right? You probably see it on commercials. You probably hear other people talking about buying silver. You're probably seeing ads going on. And then you're probably wondering, like, why is there so much talk about silver? But then in the same respect, you're seeing, okay, I'm hearing that the banking institutions are going to be basically going away. I'm hearing that, the SWIFT system is going to be disappearing. I'm hearing that the US dollar is going to go and the stock market's going to go and then crypto is going to be the way of the future. So the price of silver has been notoriously manipulated, in my opinion. You see other commodities, you see them move up and down, right? You see stock, or not stock, but you see gold. Gold fluctuates, right? It goes up, it goes down. But silver is just kind of like ding, 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 ding. It's just basically hanging there, right? And why is it hanging there? It doesn't need to be hanging there. It should be a lot higher. And so it has been notoriously manipulated. And there's only been maybe 2 points in time since the 1980s, maybe somewhere in that range, in the 70s and 80s, when the price of silver moved. And it basically went up to around $50 an ounce. Right now, it's around $25 an ounce. So in this video, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I've got some notes here of things that I've kind of been researching and seen, and I thought I would share it with you guys. Okay, so I'm going to kind of read through it here a little bit with you, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so back around January 29th of 2021, over a 3-day period, about 110 million ounces of silver just kind of miraculously flowed into EFTs. And one of the largest EFTs out there is SLV. And it wasn't deposited, it wasn't recorded, it wasn't moved. And they said that it didn't come from mining or new production. So where did the silver come from? And why was it sold so cheaply? So like with supply and demand, if you get more supply, if you dump more supply out there in the marketplace, then pricing goes down, right? But if there's less supply, then the pricing should go up. So when you dump all this extra 110 million ounces of silver into a marketplace, the pricing barely moved. It barely changed. And why is that? Because in 2021, there was a shortage of silver. And then all of a sudden, somebody loads up 110 million ounces of silver into the marketplace, and you already had a shortage. The pricing was already low. So why didn't the price drop even more? Okay, so there's two things that could have happened. Somebody could have leased all the silver, and they would have to end up paying it back later on. If that was the case, who has a lot of silver? JP Morgan has a lot of silver. They're one of the largest holders of silver out there. The other thing that could have happened is if it was JP Morgan where they got the silver came from, then it could have been just purchased outright from JP Morgan. So there's probably roughly around 2 billion ounces of silver out in the marketplace, and that's primarily comprised of about 1,000-ounce silver bars. And 80% of the silver that's out there is already spoken for. It's already owned by people. So basically, SLV, one of the largest EFTs out there for silver, took 20% of all the silver that's out there. And what did they do? They basically dropped it into the marketplace to allow people to buy it. And still, the price didn't even barely move at all. So this is confirmation that the price of silver is being held low. It's being held there and it's stayed there. Why is that? Gold goes up, all the other commodities go up, they go down, they fluctuate big, but silver is just like, boom, it's just hanging there, right? And right now, silver is at roughly 50% of its all-time high, which happened back in the 1980s, which was around $50 an ounce. Now, a similar situation happened with palladium in the last couple of years, and palladium, basically the price of it, 4x'd. It went up 4 times, but the price of silver just doesn't move at all. So one of the beliefs out there is that banks and groups are shorting silver. They're trying to keep the price of silver low, because what they can do is they can resell the silver. So if, for example, you go out and you buy some silver, and let's say they give you a receipt, and they say, we'll hold your silver. Here's a receipt. If you ever need to pick it up, you can come on in, you can pick it up, and we'll give you your bar or all your coins, okay? But what they do, and a lot of these companies do, is they will sell that same piece of paper like 500 times. They'll take that same ounce of gold, that same bar of gold, they'll sell it 500 times. They'll hand out 500 receipts to people because they know that the chances of all 500 people coming back through their front doors at the exact same moment and saying, here's my receipt, I want my silver, is not going to happen, right? So if they run short on silver, a couple people come in with their receipts, what they can do is from their inventory, they can give them the bars. If they get a few more people, they can say, hey, it might give us a day or two. We don't keep it right here. We keep it in a safe. And then what they do is they go somewhere else and they buy the silver for cheap. And then they basically pass the silver on to you, okay? So there's 2 types of manipulation that can go on. There's upside manipulation And then there's downside manipulation. An example of upside manipulation is back in the 80s when the Hunt brothers manipulated the cost of silver and they raised it up to $50 an ounce. And then what did it do? It dropped right away. And then it's been lingering down there since. And an example of downside manipulation is basically just keeping the price of silver artificially low. Okay, so why is silver important to own right now? Why at this particular point in time in history could silver be the one of the most important investments that somebody could own? Well, let's talk about it. Something big's coming. I know some of you guys out there feel it, you see it, you sense it. It's almost tangible. It's been coming for like 4 or 5 years. Some of you guys out there are like oblivious, and I don't know how, but you guys are just going about your day, you're doing your thing, and then you go to bed and you watch your Kardashians on TV and you're like, I don't see anything happening. Prove it. Well, you're not looking in the right place and you're not seeing the stuff that a lot of us are seeing out there. Okay, so something big's coming. We're hearing that the financial markets are about to go. We're hearing about the US dollar about to go. We're hearing that the stock market's going to go. We're hearing about crypto's the way to go. Blockchain. Why is blockchain good? Because there's less chance of manipulation. All of us are tired of the manipulation, the cheating, the scoundrels out there, the groups. I'm not going to mention who they are, but you know who they are. We're all tired of it. We are constantly in debt. Everybody's in debt. Well, 99% of the people out there are in debt. They have debt, credit card debt, income tax debt. They have all this debt. We are also hearing rumblings of maybe going back to the gold standard. The gold standard was in place in the late 1960s, and it changed, I think, in the early 1970s, and it basically just went away. And what happened? We went into a new financial system, a system of basically debt. We get loans. We have high interest rates. We try to pay them back. So we get more loans. Then we have more interest rates. And we're just in this downward spiral, just going down, constant debt. You work your whole day, your whole life, day after day, year after year, and you get to the end, and then you work at Walmart greeting people. You have no savings, no nothing. Your Social Security doesn't help. So something's coming. And if we go back to the gold standard, based upon precious metals, the price of gold and silver will skyrocket. It'll shoot up fast. And if you don't have silver in your pockets, in your safe down the street, if you don't have it stored somewhere, you're not going to benefit from it. You're going to be too busy trying to buy it. And all these companies are not going to have it because all these people that were handed a piece of paper that was sold 500 times over are going to come walking in these doors of these companies that sold it and go, I see that silver just went up to $100 an ounce. I'd like to cash it in. Can I have my silver, please? And they go, we don't have any silver. And you're like, well, what do you mean? Look at this. I have this piece of paper here. Can you just go in the back and grab my silver? Well, we don't have it. We don't have it here. Well, when can I get it? We don't know. We don't know when you can get it. Well, what do you mean? This is my piece of paper. This is my receipt that says I can come in and pick up my silver whenever I show up. And then they're like, we don't have any silver. And so all those people that have paper silver, nothing. Gone. It's disappeared. You're not going to be able to get it. But if you have tangible coins, tangible silver that you can go out and like trade in, a couple coins and get some money out of it right away. Because if the banks collapse, if the banks block people from taking money out of their accounts, which could happen, has happened recently in the past in some of these other countries, owning silver is ideal. Okay. So let me share my screen with you guys here real quick. Okay, here we are. We're in trading view. Here's right here on the right side. These bottom three are 3 potential top ones for 2022 that you guys can look at. Remember when I talk about cracking bases and coming back up? So on a 4-hour chart, I see the top on FSM, which is Fortuna Silver Mines. I see on a 4-hour chart, the top is 748. On the daily chart, I see it at 604. Okay, that's on the top for the swing back. For SVM, Silver Corp Metals Inc., on a 4-hour chart, I see the top at 595. Right now, we're at 380. On the daily, I see it at 518. Okay, on the swing back. Now, this information is only based upon kind of right now. Once it swings back, it touches these lines. The information is no longer good. You have to look for new bases. Okay, here's another one. MAG Silver Corporation. Let me move this up. The 1-day chart. Well, actually, this one is above. Okay, look at this one. This line these lines right here are the tops. So price action is below them, right? Okay, now look, let's go back to MAG. These are the tops. So price action is above them. So on these particular ones, I do not see good entries on these ones unless they break these barriers here. I don't know, in the next week, 2 weeks, maybe. If it starts to break these barriers, there could be a potential swing back to that level. Might go down a little bit more, but that's kind of the range. It might end up looking something like this if it breaks the base. If it breaks the base and goes down, then you got a play similar to kind of like this. So if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Here's my channel. If you click on my username after this video, you'll see some of the recent videos. But if you click on the videos tab, you'll see everything. You'll see all my price predictions. When they come around and they swing, I do videos like this one, Rune, took profit. This one, BNX, took profit, took profit, took profit, took profit over here, took profit, took profit, took profit. I'm just going to move through this quick, and down here a little bit more, took profit, took profit, took profit, took profit, took profit. So I have a good method at doing price predictions that work for myself, right? This isn't advice. This is just my opinion on what works for me. But I have a good way of looking at things. It works for me. I wait for the swingbacks, okay? Because more often than not, what happens is when price action breaks these bases, they will swing back up, okay? So I'm gonna run. Please give this video a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe down here in the corner, bottom right-hand corner, and smack that bell. And if you have any friends that are into crypto or stocks or silver, please send them a link, okay? All right, that's the wife. She wants to get some dinner going. All right, bye-bye.